Hi, this is John Nelson of JKO Works, and I'd like to take a moment here while we have it to talk about something that kind of gets overlooked, at least sort of on the outside, or not always paid attention to, given its due, and that's the concept of reputation management. Reviews are an important thing, and people say, well, they're not always fair, they're not always whatever, and that's true. But at the same time, you can be proactive about the reviews you get and what you deal and how you deal with them when negative reviews come. And it's just a mark of good customer service to be concerned about such things. And there is a cost to having, 3 stars or 2 stars or something like that. So I wanted to take a moment and kind of explain, at least put it into a little bit different terms as to what that would be. So just wanted to start with something here that for every bad review, 22% of your prospective leads go away. They look elsewhere. If you've got a negative review, if they find one on your Google listing or on your wherever it is that you're looking, Yelp and other places, they'll find those negative reviews, and that'll cost you. If you got two of them, and according to this little chart down here, that's another 20% gone. So a couple of bad reviews, a couple of bad articles, a little bit of bad press costs you nearly half your audience. So it's important to, make sure that you get that right on as everything starts. So we put together this little calculator here to kind of help that. And so wanted to go through it a little bit along with some solutions if you do get bad reviews. So let's take this. These are generic. I know they don't apply to like roofers and AC people sometimes, but at least we can start here. And if that's something that you want to discuss a little bit later, because we don't always get the chance, we'll be happy to do that and tailor it exactly for your numbers. So just to give you a good idea, so we start leads per month. Let's start with 100 leads per month. These are people that contact you, email, that come into your store, call you, or come into your business. They find you various ways. They're not sales, they are leads. They are opportunities for a sale. And so then you go to next door to that and you start talking about, well, how many of those can I close? So we're going to start with a very conservative number called 15% here. And 15% is a very conservative number. We can get that up to 25 or 30% working together, but we'll start with this. So that's out of 100 potential leads, you can maybe close 15 of them. So then we continue on. What's your cost per lead? What's your cost? How much profit do you make? And not cost, but how much profit do you make? And so we're going to start with just the idea of $500. You may make more, you may make less. But that's how important this is to you. So that equals, 15 leads at $500 a lead, we can all agree is $7,500, right? So I'm going to start with that in mind. That's $7,500 per month. And that is, let's just say for the sake of argument, it's net profit. All your costs are dealt with. Everything is factored in there. This is the profit that we're playing with. So that's $7,500. Now, concept of the lifetime value of a lead. What is that worth to you? How many times do they do business? Does a given client do business with you over how many years? Over how long? So let's just say here we're talking about two particular times per year that they do business with you. I realize roofers and AC guys and gals, this is less. So, but let's just go with it here. And then also with a couple times per year in those 2 years, and you do business for 2 years, a couple times a year. So that equals $2,000. So how we got that $500 a lead, and then at 4 times doing business over the lifetime of their relationship with you is $2,000. That is their lifetime customer lifetime value. And just for the sake of argument, because it'll become important in a minute, we talk about the actual cost per lead. What is your cost per lead here? How do we work that out? Well, we work out the close rate times some overall value. And for our example here, we end up with $300. So each lead costs $300 to bring in the door. Each lead potentially pays you $300. That's what it's worth to you for them to get in the door. Now, here's where the magic happens. We talk about the 22% lost with one bad review. So in our particular case, in terms of leads, there's 100 leads we're talking in a month, right? From our example, so that would 20% roughly. I mean, we're just playing with this here is $10 a lead. I mean, excuse me, 10 leads, 10 leads. So you have 10 leads here. Each month, that is costing you. So if you times that, 10 leads per month times 12 months is 120 leads. Over 2 years, that's 240 leads, right? 240 opportunities that went somewhere else due to your bad reviews or possibly just due to congestion in the market. Maybe there's a lot of people who do what you do. And so there's competition out there who does it just as well or better. So that's what you're giving up to get those leads. But that also equals 36 leads over here that were actual sales that were lost to you. So 36 leads at $500 up there, or even the lifetime value of $2,000 as opportunities, it starts to add up. So we're talking about $72,000 over 2 years. That's this number here. $72,000 is you lost because of either the bad review or lots of competition. Our goal is to help you to rise above that, to fix that, to do that wherever we can. And so that's what we work with our clients about. And it starts with seemingly little things like reputation and how important they are and how much a difference they can make. And so that's what we're here to help you with. So let's talk about solutions, right? So you got a bad review. You have maybe some things didn't go right. So we wanted to talk about what it would take to fix that. So we've put this little thing together. Let me move my picture out of the way here because really what's important is to get this done. So these are things that you can use to combat that. First of all, be aware and fix what's wrong in-house. If a customer calls something out in a review, be prepared to find it and work on it and potentially fix it if it actually is a problem. Now, some customers just have an axe to grind, and it doesn't matter who you are or what you do, and it could have been the perfect day or it could have been just somebody having a bad day, that doesn't normally have a bad day, and that customer just happened to walk in at that particular time. No matter what, no matter how you got that bad review, we always go to number 2 here, and that is be responsive. Respond to them somehow. Try to interact with them. Try to work it out. Try to, reach out to them somehow. Replying to a message is the first place to start. If they give you a way to contact them directly, contact them directly. If you have that information in your system already, contact them directly. Be responsive. Don't let it just sit there, even if you don't have the ideal solution yet. Keep them on the offensive. Keep the ball in their court. You be on the offensive and always give them something. If you're going to respond to them, this could be something as simple as, hey, let's talk. I'm going to give you a call a couple of times to reach out to you. Let's talk about this and see if we can resolve it. Or if it comes down to it and you really were in the wrong and you want to make it right, maybe you give them a free something or a discount or some way to get them back in the fold. But keep that offer in their court. Always make them make that decision as to whether or not to interact with you. Gets back to number 2 about always be responsive. Always be trying to come up with that solution. Always be trying to put that PR out there to say, you know what, we made a mistake. Or you know what, you had a bad experience. Let's see if we can turn that around. If you are successful and you can turn it around, perhaps you get the opportunity to ask them to change the review. Ask privately to do this. Don't do it on the reply. If you have their contact information, again, reach out at some point. If you get a favorable something and they respond, okay, that could work. Yes, I can deal with that. Okay, then would you mind changing that review a little bit up and restoring some of this, because we really are trying to make it right. A lot of businesses don't ask for that. They may offer something as a make right situation, but they don't ask for that review to change. And we've had an experience where that actually worked. The company I worked for and owned a piece of had an experience where 2 drivers met in the parking lot of our business, and because one driver did not show up on time, the other driver gave us a bad review because she was sitting there waiting. These are delivery drivers, so this is kind of important. They needed to do this truck handoff, and so when that didn't happen, she was really stuck and put out. So we called her, contacted her, and said, okay, this was not on us, but we'll do whatever we can to make it right. But there was really not much we could do about this. Would you mind changing that review? She did. She actually changed it and took care of that situation for us. So the mathematics worked out a little bit better because, as you know, in the law of averages, things go down much faster than they go up. It's not right, but it's the way it is. Okay, but if that just doesn't work and you can't get them to change it privately, then flood it with good ones. Flood it with enough reviews of you doing something right that people look at that and go, you know what? That was a one-off. Must have been a one-off. Because all the rest of these are good. All the rest of these are legit. All the rest of these are positive. So we put systems in place to make sure that happens. So we're asking for the review for you. You should ask for the review yourself. But if you don't, our system comes behind and catches it and gives them every opportunity to not just point out what was bad, but just say, you know what? That was a good experience I had there. Sometimes it's just a top of mind thing because people forget to do it while they're there and they're having the good experience because they're busy having the good experience and life goes on afterwards. Well, sometimes it's good to put something in front of them to say, you know what? You had a good experience. Show them some love. So you flood everything with good reviews, and that way it will eventually offset the bad. And at the very least, if it was a one-off, make it look like it was a one-off. And this is not indicative of how you do everything. Final thing is, when in doubt, see rule number 2. Respond to them. Can't say it enough. Don't let that just sit. So many reviews we see out there, people just let sit. They don't change. They're not responded to. They just sit there. So we work with you and coach you to put all of this in place to really make a difference. So this is what we do at JKO Works, just a piece of what we do. So I hope this look into the concept of reputation management has been helpful. We'd like to talk to you a whole lot more about how we can help your business grow and thrive. It's not just about making money. It certainly is about making money, but not all about making money. It's about providing a good customer experience because that makes you even more money and gets you where you want to be. Look forward to talking with you more about this and talk to you soon. Thank you for your time.